Just gotta wait, gonna celebrate. When it's my time, gonna elevate. Go, 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 go.
Welcome back to Mahalo's World. And today we got a nice juicy topic for you guys. Some controversy with a release of what I think is, I haven't played it personally. From what I've seen though, I've watched a couple of streamers play it. An amazing game. And of course I'm talking about Black Myth Wukong. Now, as we know, in today's world, in 2020 up to 2024, we love us some controversy. You know what I mean? We love controversy. Everything is hate 100%, right? Hate sells in today's world. So I want to talk about the controversy of this game, its publisher, because it's Chinese for a lot of it, you know what I mean? Also, the reason this has got to stop, you know what I mean? Every time a game releases, a movie releases, a show releases, everyone immediately goes to hate. I'll get into why, and I'll get into how we can solve this, We need to get back to what games and movies and shows really are. That is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It is not here to be your political platform. That's not the place. People go there to escape reality. We don't go there to hear your political bullcrap or your stance on this or your stance on that or what about the character in the game. It is not real, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm, breaking the fourth wall here and cracking the matrix wide open. But some of y'all need to be told, these are video games. This is not real. Developers are out to make a political statement and to offend you. You don't like what's on the game, don't play it. But that doesn't mean you need to get studios shut down and people fired. And every time a studio gets shut down for something like this, or they get their funding cut, or people lose their jobs, or a CEO leaves, or they don't make their money back, so they don't have a chance, to make up for their mistakes or whatever. You got to realize you're ruining human lives, not digital ones. I know everyone likes to be, click, click, clack, clack, clack behind the screen, and you guys don't feel the repercussions of your actions. But it's real. Studios shut down. People lose their livelihoods. People lose their families. They lose their source of income, their source of life, And a lot of the developers, I don't know if you guys knew this, but a lot of developers don't live primarily where they develop. A lot of them move there to develop a game. A lot of them. You can ask any developers across the board, and you can ask them, there's a pretty big percentage of developers that actually move to the place where they're developing to make it easy on themselves, right? They move, they relocate, sometimes out of country, sometimes out of state. Cities are not the biggest deal, but it could be like Northern Cali versus, San Diego or something. That's crazy. Point is, we're getting off topic here. My bad. Okay, let's get back to Black Myth Wukong. That was a little rant. I'm sorry. Just a little irks me. All right, let's get back to Black Myth Wukong. Okay. It launched with great success. People are loving the game. People are trying to compare it to other games, which I think is stupid. Don't compare games to games. That's how games get low scores, because you expect it to be this other thing that you liked. Most developers, I'll say most developers are out to make photocopies of other games. Sorry, it ain't gonna happen. Doesn't happen all the time, You know what I mean? So, go in there with an open mind. Don't just try to compare everything to everything. It's ridiculous. X-Defiant. An influencer who say X-Defiant. Call of Duty killer. Bro, I know everyone is tired of Call of Duty winning everything in the shooting category, but it ain't going nowhere. The streamers that say X-Defiant's better than Call of Duty, and this is a Call of Duty killer, and that's a Call of Duty killer, it's just to get your eyeballs. It's just for clicks. Because you know damn well when that Call of Duty drops, they're the first ones to get it. They're the first ones in Warzone. They're the first ones in zombies. They're the first ones in multiplayer. They're damn near rank 500 before someone gets, first prestige. It's all smoke and mirrors, right? Because like I said earlier, hate is what sells today. So they sell you hate, right? You might not think that's hate, but when you say a game is better than another game for no good reason, it draws eyes, draws attention. Why? Because it's a negative take. Instead of saying this is a great game compared to Call of Duty, they say this is a Call of Duty killer. This is a Destiny killer. Knowing damn well that ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry. Call of Duty makes billions every game, and every game, for the end of time, they're gonna make billions. It don't matter. It's a fun, quick, easy to jump in game. There's no politics or bull crap you gotta get through. You just hop in, you play for a while, and you jump off with your friends, Then you got Warzone. Now you bring it back into traditional zombies, which people have been asking for a while. That game's gonna destroy the market. It's gonna make billions. Billions would it be? And I should know. I worked for Activision for most of my career. I know, it's a shock. I worked for Infinity Ward, Treyarch, I've worked for Sledgehammer, I've worked with Bungie, I've worked with Sekiro's developer, Crash Bandicoot's developer, Spyro the Dragon's developer. I've worked with so many over my career as a QA analyst, as a capture artist, as a developer, level designer. So I'm here to tell you, we're not evil people. We're normal dudes trying to make a video game, trying to make something cool. Just like you. You want to play something cool, we want to make something cool. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So, point being is, when it comes down to really understanding a game release and getting into the developer's head, that's what every gamer should strive to do, right? Get in the game design's head. Oh, this is what they meant by this, and by that. The problem is, we live in a meta culture today when it comes to gaming. Everything's got to be a meta. Everything's got to be a quick, easy access. Everything's got to be a cheat code. No one experiences games and game design anymore. We live in a fast-paced society. That's a result of that. You don't get time to actually appreciate the game. Now we'll get back into Wukong, but I want to bring up another game, which, by the way, dear to my heart, and I have over 700 hours in, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, unfairly, I may add, it got destroyed at launch. People lost their jobs, developers pulled back, and they did it for a good reason, because we also live in a society that loves to bandwagon. Yes, you, and you, and you, and you, little streamer. I'm a small streamer, developer. I'm in the game industry. I've gone to every E3 before it was shut down. I was at every Call of Duty launch. I was at every, show. I played Call of Duty with, celebrities and superstars and rappers and R&B singers, and I've hung out with the actors behind those. When it comes down to it, the biggest problem, not hate. I would say hate is a strong two. Hate's a strong two, don't get me wrong. A strong second. Bandwagoning for clicks, clout. It is the cancer that keeps on cancering, if you know what I'm saying, especially on YouTube. Now, there are genuine streamers out there, genuine people. Of course, there are genuine streamers that are massive. But most of the massive ones in today's world are negative streamers and bandwagoners. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to watch a review and I can't sit through the entire video because I realize this guy hasn't even touched the game, hasn't played the game. He's bandwagoning off of someone else's comment because that video got 1 million views or whatever. You know what I mean? It kind of all stems and gels together when we talk about the state of social media and how it affects the art. Artism, excuse me. The creative industry, right? That's movies, games, Now, I will say on the movie side and the show side, that be their fault. That ain't our fault. that ain't a result of hate. Maybe politics, but not hate on our side. That's more of their problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into that because that's a touchy subject. Okay? What I want to say is, we need to do better. I'm tired of seeing the bandwagon. You know? I'm not saying Drake doesn't deserve it, but it just becomes this rock that rolls down a hill of hatred and just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And some of the times it's not warranted, but we do it anyway because we know if we bandwagon hate gets clicks most of the time. And it's sad. It's a sad state that we find ourselves in. You know, review bombing a game because everyone else is review bombing a game and you don't want to be the person who stands out saying that game is good is ridiculous. Cyberpunk 2077, from day one, I played it on PC, not on consoles. Amazing. It had bugs in it, of course, but what open world game that big doesn't have bugs? GTA's been out for 27,000 years and it's still got some bugs. And everyone likes to jump on the bandwagon and hate something just to hate it, you know what I'm saying? Without actually playing it. Now, I would defend Cyberpunk to my last breath during that time. Because you know why? I played on PC and I played the entire game. It took me a week because I was exploring. It took me 91 hours to get through the first campaign with my decisions and everything else. And guess what? It was effing amazing experience. And no one took the time to sit there and play the game and enjoy the details, enjoy the storytelling, the writing, nothing. They see one bug and they go, oh, this game's trash. Look at this bug. This car disappeared. Okay, so the car disappeared. In open worlds, games, it happens. You can't name a game on planet Earth that doesn't have a bug. And I should know, I'm a QA analyst. That's what I do for a living. It is literally impossible to find every bug. We are not AI computers. AI computers can't find every bug. You know why? Because it doesn't think like a human. So you need human intuition to find those issues. Hundreds of hours in the span of a couple weeks testing games, finding bugs. And you know what? There's always going to be that someone with a weird case that the bug occurs anyway. Right? So, point is, relax. It's a video game. You state your grievances and you move on. You let the developer fix it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's not massive. Now everyone was complaining about glitches and all this shit and that crap and this is the glitch, this is a glitch. It's a glitch, my guy. So what, the car fell through the earth. Reload, keep playing. It does not ruin the story. It does not take away from the beauty and the design and the storytelling of the game because you see a bug. And then people will say, you know, you're breaking immersion. Grow up, okay? You can't break immersion with a bug. Every game has bugs. So that means you've never been immersed then. There's not a single game in human history that doesn't have a bug. So you're telling me you've never been immersed? Same thing with movies, shows. There's always a glitch or a bug in the film if you look close. It doesn't exist. A bug-free game doesn't exist. I'm sorry, it doesn't. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but Cyberpunk got a very unfair launch criticism, if you ask me, because 99.9% of the issues, or why it was getting hate, was because it was trash on a 12-year-old system. Rewind that back in your brain. Okay? Rewind it back a little bit, what I just said. I'll say it again. It got most of its criticism because it didn't perform well on a 14-year-old console. Oh, Nick, you're giving it some extra years. Oh, Mr. Mahalo, you're giving it some extra years. Yes, I am, because you know why? When the PlayStation comes out, it doesn't mean they made it that year. They made it a couple years before that. There's R&D, there's testing. As a developer, I should know. We had PS4s before the PS4 wasn't even announced. We had PS5s almost a year before PS5 was even announced. It's just how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to put that out there. Unfair, because the old console's problems just got applied to the entire game when it got reviewed. No one broke up the fact that, hey, these are mostly old gen console problems and not PC and new gen console problems. Unfair, bandwagoning, negative reviews. That's what we need to stop. Okay. Now, Black Myth Wukong came out punching. Millions? I know it's definitely over 1 million copies sold. People love it, right? I saw the intro, amazing. It's on Unreal 5, I believe. Looks outstanding. Now, some controversy. Reviews. Number one, people were scared and worried because there were no PS5 reviews, mostly PC reviews. Well, you gotta think, my friend. It's a Chinese game. Sony consoles, Microsoft consoles. Players in China have a very hard time getting those consoles. Period. Even harder time getting them to work. Right? It's China. It's a dictatorship. It's not our problem. It's just how it is over there. So you know what? They're primarily PC. So reviewers getting PC copies, PC codes, makes sense. The fact that everyone's getting all their, panties in the truffle because there's no PS5 reviews. Grow up. Who cares? Doesn't make any sense why everyone's blowing that out of proportion. Okay, that's number one. Number two, people are complaining about the install. How that your game has to install during and after, the intro scene. So what? It's 97 effing gigs. When do we become a society where waiting for something to install has been a problem? People just expect these games to be 14 megabytes. You're out of your mind. You are out of your mind if you think games are getting smaller. It's impossible. Impossible. You guys, literally gamers contradict themselves, and it's mostly gamers who don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I advise every gamer out there who complains about installs and game sizes, go do some game design research. Go try to make a game on your own, even a small one. You can make a damn top-down shooter and it would be 50 gigs if you don't know what you're doing. It's impossible. You guys can't ask for better graphics, fluidity, smarter enemies, AI, procedural generation environment, and then get mad when it's a big game. My guy, they go hand in hand. You can't just add stuff. We're not in a black hole here. Just like physics exists, the same rules apply in a video game. You cannot add things and it does not get bigger. It is not how it works. Doesn't matter how much you compress. Matter of fact, most games that are 100 plus gigs are compressed. Can you imagine? I don't have to imagine, I know. Call of Duty, when I would play, sometimes 400 gigs. Yeah. Before compression, huge. That's how it is. And everyone stopped ratting on games because they cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make. Call of Duty costs hundreds of millions of dollars to make, and I should know. I've been there multiple times over the years, okay? So stop complaining about installs. So what? You have to wait 20 minutes for your game to download. Who gives a crap? Be patient. Go touch some grass. Go say hi to your family. Go get a drink of water. Go take a piss and stop pissing in that 2-liter empty Mountain Dew bottle you got sitting next to your desk. Do a workout. Go do some push-ups for 20 minutes. Go do some crunches. Go watch that anime episode you missed out on. There's plenty of things you can do while you wait. Is that? Okay. Ooh, thought that was a marker. No, I was tripping out. Expensive hat. Anyway, sorry. Go touch some grass for 20 minutes while your game downloads or watch some YouTube videos. It's not a big deal. Everyone is just so hyper-focused on being annoyed and irritated about everything. Crazy. Anyway, continuing on. Consoles. Now, people were saying it doesn't perform well on PS5. If you guys don't expect that by now, I don't know what you're on. Now, back in the day, consoles were powerful enough to handle games. Okay? It's not going to go that way any longer, because if consoles evolve anymore, guess what they are? They're PCs. And at that point, you need to just buy a $700 PC to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of long, and I'm sorry, I'll get to the point. But consoles, I'm sorry, are dying when it comes to video games. Video games are getting more complicated. They're getting too large. The processing power needed to run these games are getting too powerful for consoles. At a point where if you put any more powerful hardware in a console, it is a mid-range PC with great upscaling. That's all a console is. Oh, 4K 60. Yeah, it is an upscale engine inside the console. It helps you upscale to 4K. It is not true 4K. The console would explode. I run a 6900 XT, Toxic Edition, hybrid cooled liquid and fan. It can't run 4K well. You're telling me your PS5 is running 4K flawlessly, 60 frames. Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, be real. The hardware inside is all in one chip. I'm not getting technical, by the way. I am very technical. Anyway. Now, talk about videos. They released some PS5 videos, footage of gameplay on PS5 because of the backlash of there not being a lot of PS5 review footage, okay? That's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. And everyone's complaining it didn't look that good. Can I tell you something? Stop. Say it again. Stop looking at videos on YouTube, especially game videos that are compressed all to hell, and taking that as an inkling of what the game could actually look like in real life. I mean, not real life, but on your own console or PC. It is not the same. It has never been the same. I don't know where people are getting this from. That doesn't include trailers, because trailers are pre-rendered most of the time, 99.9% of the time. I don't care if it says in-game footage, it's pre-rendered. It's a vertical slice with music and extra animations most of the time. It's an ad. It's a pretty ad, right? When they saw gameplay, oh, it doesn't look good. It's because it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's compressed to hell. Every person on the planet should know that by now. YouTube is not a new site. Video compression is not a new thing. You're watching something that was compressed to 1080p so it could fit on YouTube. And you're watching it get blotchy and not look so well, not look so hot. It is not a good source of what the game is going to look like, okay? Especially PC players. What are you doing? PC, you have a plethora of video options to make your game look as good or as bad towards performance you want to. So you taking it doesn't look so good on a compressed video on YouTube. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. There's no other word that makes sense. Use your brain. Everyone has a brain. You can do two. Well, some people can two, but two. I've seen videos. Use your brain. Make it make sense. If you want to look at a real video, try downloading a video that's fully compressed or going to maybe their website. Usually the video's a little better. Or hey, you play it. Wukong has a benchmark demo on PC. Download that. See how it looks. If you're a PC player. Consoles, I'm sorry. Just saying. Stop taking videos on YouTube and saying this is what it's going to look like. It's compressed. It's blotchy. It never looks the way it's supposed to look. Get it through your head. It's not rocket science. People have been calling this game a boss rush game. Stop it. The YouTuber I watched that called it a boss rush game has never even played the game. He's never even reviewed the game. He's just said, oh, it looks like a boss rush game, so it's a boss rush game. That's an insult to games. You can't just call something because you saw the player fighting bosses. By that logic, Dark Souls is a boss rush game completely. Elden Ring is a boss rush game. They're not. There's exploration. There's stuff to do in between. There's materials you need to gather to craft. which means you need to fight normal enemies and mini bosses and go to different areas to get different materials to craft these items and to get certain gear. Okay. Stupid take, it's wrong. I don't give a crap what anyone says. There's such thing as a boss rush game. It is not Black Myth Wukong. Now, influencers received some news when they got to review the game, and basically it was the company saying, "Hey, it's a quote. This is a quote. Influencers asked to leave politics, COVID, and feminist propaganda out of review coverage. I say good. Yes. Thank you. Leave your politics at the door. I don't give a shit what your politics are. Sorry for my cursing. I don't care. No one cares. Everyone wants to jump at each other's throats and be political and light stuff on fire and march for this and march for that. That's fine, but it doesn't mean you need to ruin stuff because you feel a certain way about a certain topic. This is a free country, which means everyone can think how they think. Also, do this shit where it belongs. In a game review is not that. A game review, or game in general, is not a platform for you to thrust your political reviews on the platform. It's stupid. Stop it. And us as human beings need to stop giving people like that power when it comes to game reviews. If I watch a game review and this person's talking about, there's not enough girls in this video game, I don't like the main character because she's too pretty, I don't give a shit. It's not about you. That's your view of yourself, and you projecting on the game, that's your problem. But guess what? I don't care. I don't need to hear it. I want to know what the game is about. I want to know how good the game is. I don't give a crap that you have an issue because this person is pretty, or it's a guy and not a girl, or a girl not a guy. Who gives a crap? I want to know what the game is. The fact of the matter is, it's a story and it's a game designed not by you. I know everyone thinks that the world revolves around themselves. It does not. It is a game for everyone, and just like any artistic thing, it is in the vision of the people who created it, or person. No one cares. You are not God. No one's gonna make a game and go, hey, oh wait, I gotta make the main character a girl because that reviewer is gonna ding me points because it's not a girl. No, bump that. Artistic developers in general, writers, artists, do your vision of what that story you want it to be. I don't care. Screw those people. They suck. They don't need to be in the space to begin with. They have bigger issues than that. I'm sorry. You need therapy if you're sitting there and you're trying to derive your politics. Put your politics on a video game. It's not real. The person in the video game is not real. The developers aren't trying to jab at you. They don't give a crap. They're trying to make a cool game. That's the... Hello. What world are we in where this doesn't make sense? Okay? Now, going back to the influencers leave out politics. Great. Leave out the COVID and feminist propaganda. Fine. Whatever. It's their rules. It's their game. They're from China. They don't want that to be the main point of their video game, which is not real. Right? Duh. So the fact they have to say it means we're in a worse shape than we already know. The fact that they have to say it at all means we maybe need to reevaluate what a reviewer is on YouTube and maybe not let it be so wide open free. Just saying. Now, this included insulting other influencers. Duh. Offensive language. Duh. Trigger words like quarantine, isolation, and COVID-19. Weird, but it's their wishes. That's fine. Whatever. I mean, I don't understand how those would correlate anyway. And then no remarks regarding China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc. That's fine. I don't understand where that would come into play to begin with. It's a video game. Why are you talking about China's politics on a video game review? Don't know how you made that leap, if you are, or if you wanted to, but you need help. Stop trying to make everything hateful. We need to get back to loving each other and loving and appreciating art and developers and things. And you can have your opinion. That's not what I'm saying. Have your opinion, but make sure it pertains to the topic. I couldn't believe, what was that, Stellar Blade? I forget the name of that. I think it was Stellar Blade. Where the girl had the big butts, and even the First Descendant, which, great game. The booties and the jiggle physics, why are you upset at that? Who cares? It's not real. It's not real. Why do you care? You don't like it, then don't play it. That doesn't mean you need to go into uproar and throw a tantrum because you don't like that girl's butt's perfect and yours is flat. Why is that our problem? Why is that's your problem? That means go to the gym, do squats, get your booty up. Also, it's a video game. No one's ass looks like that. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Get over it. That's like getting mad at anime. The girls are perfect proportion. It doesn't exist. Everyone knows this. Why are you the only one that doesn't know this? I don't understand. Okay? Now, last thing I'm going to touch on. People were saying the developers have a history of sexism, and Tencent has a percentage in them, which who cares? It's Tencent. They own everything. Get over it. In China, they own everything in China. They own Call of Duty Mobile, and I worked on that. Okay? Just saying, get over it. It's not us. It's not our country. It's not your problem. Get over it. Oh, people have a complicated journey journey to the West because of the sexism claims by a Chinese company. Yeah, no shit. I'm sorry. No duh. They have sexism issues. It's China. They live by different set of rules. Stop applying American logic to other countries and other places in the world. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. They live in China. They don't live in America. We're a democracy. They're a dictatorship. Stop. It's not your point or problem to give a crap about the developer. You don't want to play their game because you don't like the sexism stuff. That's totally up to you. But you making that a point of your review is absolutely stupid. It's not up to you. Stop trying to be social justice Superman for everything in the world. Relax. You got bigger fish to fry here in America. I'm not a politic guy, so just saying. Worry about our own stuff before you start worrying about people overseas. Anyway, last thing I'll say. Black Myth Wukong, if you love the game, if you like that style of game, I definitely think you should give it a shot. Play it. It looks outstanding, and I plan to. Probably plan to stream it later on this week. My thing is, I want to review Star Wars 2. Ubisoft hasn't got the biggest fair shake, if I'm being honest. But I do love me some Star Wars, and I love me some Outlaw stuff. So I think I'm going to play it anyway. I don't care what anyone says. It's my money. I'm a consumer. I don't have to do what you say. So I'm going to play it. We'll see. Got some streams coming up. I do play Call of Duty heavy. Oh, I wonder why. Worked on it for freaking 10 years. I'm used to it. I'm good at it. You want to come by? You can. Follow me on Twitch. Mahalo's World on Twitch. I'll be up there. And you know what, guys? Stay happy. Not stay classy. Stay happy. Stay loving your video games. And for the love of God, keep them entertainment. Because I'll tell you what, we're going to lose entertainment pretty soon. Because entertainment is being taken over by politicians, politics, social justice, and issues that shouldn't pertain to anything that is art. We even got people spray painting Mona Lisas and Stonehenge now. What are we doing? That's art. That's history. What the hell does that have to do with your politics, or views, right? Come on, guys. You got to use your brain. Keep entertainment. I love all of you. Thanks for stopping by Mr. Mahalo's World. And I will see you in the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.